Welcome back to a new video. Today I've got my little buddy with me, and today is going to be a real quick video. All we're going to do is we're at my cabin property. This is a 10-acre property, and I've got several cameras set up for the summer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab the cards from them and check them and just kind of show you around a little bit, show you what we're working with so far this year, and give you some updates and some possible stand locations that you might expect to see this fall come deer season. So time's ticking down. We've got about a month till season starts, and I've still got a lot to do. So basically this driveway and this cabin is a separation point for this property. So everything over here to the left, there's about 5 acres over here that I've literally hunted maybe 2 or 3 times. And then everything to the right, which is down in this holler, and then up my big clover plots over here. Our big blind is all the way over here where we put corn. So yeah, this side I've hunted. There's actually a power line over here, and there's a ton of rut activity over here. And I've had 2 different stands over here before. I've moved them twice, hunted them each once, seen does and some small bucks while hunting. And I don't know why I haven't taken much advantage of this side of the property. I have nothing over here, so I did set a camera by the power line to see what we're working with, and I know during the rut there is a lot of activity over here. Everything is in this holler and on the other side. Now down this holler is a creek where there's a ton of rutting activity too. These deer just go down in this creek. It's like a pinch point. I've got a camera set up down there too. I've never actually hunted down in the creek, but I've had more daylight pictures of bucks, good bucks too, down in this creek than anywhere else on this property. So I'm gonna work on setting a stand down in here too. But right now we're gonna make our way on up to the power line and grab the card out of the camera up here. I opened this little area back here up and tried to make a little tiny micro plot. It's like 1/10 of an acre, and probably not even that, and it just did not work. I mean, a lot of deer in it, but they bed in it. And I think I kind of destroyed, or not totally destroyed, but messed up a bedding area a little bit by doing that. So now I'm just gonna let that all regrow back up. But my camera's right over here, and I'll show you the power line too. So there's some trails coming down off this hill, because the power line's right here. I'll show you, but there's some good trails coming down off here and then connecting to this main road I've got in here. So I'm really thinking one of these trees in through here, getting a stand on, so I can look out into the power line, watch the power line, and then anything that comes in off these trails I can get a shot at. And here's our camera. Ow. Okay, so the camera's there. We got the card, pulled it out. But you come down the rest of this path, and here we've got the power line. And I do mow a path into it. I've got a path coming here that comes into the path going into this bedding area, and then I kind of mow a path up to the top there. I'd really like to pick a tree kind of in here somewhere that overlooks this power line and overlooks this path that comes in. That will be a slight work in progress, but having one there though could pay off big time. I mean, you know, there's a lot of bucks that cruise that power line and cruise this shelf here, so it's just naturally a good spot. I've always had a lot of daylight bucks over here. I just don't hunt it. I just don't hunt it. Now I'm going to show you this little food plot. So I mean, this thing's been tiny, and I tried to plant turnips in it last year. Of course it didn't do very well. It's really rocky up here too, but I think it's just too small, doesn't get enough sunlight, and so I usually end up just throwing, you know, winter rye over all this. But now I'm just gonna let it grow back up, because the deer do bed in here a ton. So could be a good spot. Now right here, there's a couple rotten logs you see here. Every year I find morel mushrooms right there. It's the only place on this property I can seem to find them. I'm sure there's somewhere else here too, but this kind of hole just area right here, I seem to find like 20 to 30 morels every spring. So that's pretty cool. I don't like morels. I don't really care for them. I've ate a couple of them. I just could care less for mushrooms, really. But yeah. All right, now we're coming back to the intersection. I'm gonna go down in the creek on the opposite side of the cabin that I was talking about in the beginning. So down in here in the creek, you can see this bare spot there. That is where I have a mock scrape set up. And the amount of deer that hit that is unreal. It's a big travel route. There's 4 paths that cross right there, and deer actually come off this hill. When all the leaves are off the trees, I can see, you can't see anything up here now, but my blind, my elevated blind up here, and my food plot is up here. And when all the leaves are off the trees, I can see all the way across the holler over here to this hillside, and I can see bucks cruising, come off this top and walk down into this creek. Actually, I'll throw a video into here where I had a buck come off this hillside when I was sitting in the blind, and I watched him almost walk onto the porch of the cabin over here. But now we'll go down into the creek and I'll show you my mock scrape. We'll pull that card. And actually, the other day, I saw a bear print down here. So I am in southeastern Ohio. Personally, to me, that's not too crazy. I mean, I've known for quite a while there's bears around here. Most people know it, but they still flip out when there's a bear. Because it is cool. I mean, it is really cool, but I did have a bear print on my own property, so I'm gonna see if it's still here. I'm not seeing it. Seeing a bunch of deer and I don't know what that is. Coon or something, fox maybe. But there was a bear print somewhere in here. So I've actually got a video of when I made this mock scrape. I love the vine. They use this so much, it's unreal. Now this is kind of a mixture. This is mostly Jeff Sturgis's idea from Whitetail Habitat Solutions. This is mostly where I got this from, but some of it, I have a little bit of a mixture of Josh Bomar's take on it too. I kind of combine the two. If you just look at this, pee in it, bud. I guess that's kind of the mix, but I would say this is more of Jeff Sturgis's design, I would say. And it works flawlessly. It works awesome, actually. Now, I'm not really sure where to hang a stand down in here. I'm thinking one of these trees up here, maybe, so I can hunt over this mock scrape. Or maybe one of the ones on this hillside. I'm not exactly sure yet. But from this mock scrape, my blind is probably up in here somewhere in the food plots up there. But we're gonna go ahead and head up this hill and I'll give you a peek of the food plot. So coming up from the creek, we walk into our logging road here. That leads right to the food plot, which is on the other side of this fallen tree. You can kind of peek in there and see it. But there is my big clover plot. For the weather we've had this summer, extremely little rain. I think this plot's doing really, really well for the conditions given. I did spray this with clethodim a few weeks ago, but for the most part, this plot looks super nice and full. I'm pretty obsessed with it, but I'm waiting for more of it to flower. I'm not sure if you can see, but a good bit of it's flowered. Probably doesn't look like it on the camera, but I definitely need to mow it one more time before season starts, and it'll probably be good, but I'm pretty happy with this. I actually don't have a camera up here right now at the moment either. I actually only have one more camera to go get, and it's about 100, 200 yards down this way. It's my dad's blind. That's the last part of the property we haven't been on. But back here is my elevated blind. This is Millennium Buck Hut. It's the bigger version, the 2-man version. I like the blind. I'll do a review on it sometime. I've been saying that for like a year, but yeah, that's the clover plot. It looks pretty good up here. So we get to here. This was the original trail we've always had going up the hill. My dad's blind is up here at the top of the hill. This is where we put corn on this property. This was the original way to get it. We just added this road. We actually had to put a culvert in through here because the trail was separated by this like ravine little thing, by this big ditch. On the other side there was an existing logging road, but the road must have just got washed out or bridge. So we put a culvert in, filled it in, so now this path is reconnected, and this just makes one big whole circle. All right, so here's my dad's blind. It's basically a house. I mean, he built this last year, and we put a feeder right here. And here's the camera I've currently got up here, just to see what's been walking through, but it's only about a 20-yard shot. So it's pretty nice, especially for him. He works a lot, so he doesn't get a whole lot of time to hunt. So that makes it nice for him. But open this camera up and shut it off. Grab that cord. Now I would walk down the path the other way to just kind of show you all the path. But for time purposes, I'm not going to do that, and I'm ready to go home, and I'm sure my dog is too. He's getting whooped. He decided to stay halfway up the hill. He's getting old. He's 10 years old now. He just turned 10. He's got bad back hips, overweight. He's always up for an adventure though. He loves to come out here and walk the trails and walk down through the creek and all that stuff, and he loves to go on rides and stuff, but I'm sure he ain't got a whole lot longer, but he does. He gets around pretty good. I'm just trying to give him the best life he can, or that I can give him, you know, because you know we didn't always have property. We had a home in town, so he never had the biggest opportunity to go out and run around like he does now. So trying to give him the life he deserved. So now that I've bought a house out here, you know, in the country, this property is a mile down the road from the house I bought, and I've got 5 acres there, you know, food plot and all that stuff, and he likes to run around there too. So just really trying to make the rest of his time worth it. All right, well, it's like 90 degrees out. It's hot. We walked around, got all the cameras. It's 7:05. By the way, I never noted that today is August 26th of 2024. So whatever, better late than never to put that in the video, but that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. That was kind of a grip of the layout of my property, kind of some plans where I've been thinking about throwing some stands. I mean, whatever. Like, subscribe, comment, all the goodies. Leave me a comment down below if you've got any nice deer on camera, what your plans are, or your food plot's going good, all that. Let me know what's going on. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.